Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode on the Regal Change YouTube channel. I'm Thaddeus, and today we're going to be talking about how on semen retention, you're going to become, or at least you're going to be in the process of becoming immune to manipulation. And the reason that is, well, there's a couple different reasons for it, but you're going to be preserving your energy, number one. And whenever you preserve your energy, and this is like your vitality, this is your inner resources, you can think about it like that. And whenever you do that, you're actually retaining more creative power within you. And I think it's going to be important for us to distinguish the difference between creative power, spiritual power, and lustful power. Lustful power is very carnal. It is very momentary, and you don't always have a clear indication on where you are at with this person that you are dealing with or talking to, because the power of lust is something that you are compelled by, whereas creative power is something that you develop within you to create and curate your surroundings to fit your environmental needs and to set boundaries, etc. And then you have the spiritual power. Spiritual power is something that, in a sense, can take the authority over creative power and lustful power. And when you are, it just snowed here and it's a bit icy, so I'm walking around pretty carefully here. But what was I saying? So creative power and spiritual power specifically is going to be something that you develop through time. Creative power is something that you can get spontaneously. Lustful power is something that happens to you. But spiritual power is something that is transcending both creative power and lustful power. And so when you are preserving your energy, whether you're male or female, because even though this is a semen retention video, this can happen for females as well, where you actually live a pure life. You actually live a life of discipline, not just sexually, but with food or with your chores or with your daily life, your work, whatever you're doing, you're living a life of actual discipline. And it's not discipline just to look good, or it's just discipline to be able to have the new topic to talk about around town or whatever. This is actual discipline and actual curation of your life, in which you're going to decide how you live it to the best of your ability for your own benefit and for your own well-being. So many times in this life, people are going to choose and make decisions. They're going to choose options and make decisions that enhance their appearance, but not really enhance their image. So this is something that happens with manipulators, okay? Manipulators try to get you to invest into their appearance, not into their image. Why? Because narcissists are appearance-based oriented. People that are surface level oriented are based on appearance. They want your appearance. They want to be seen a certain way. But for those with spiritual power and those that have transcended the lustful power and can use their creative power, they're going to be able to see through the manipulation. Now, this doesn't always mean that the manipulator, like the manipulation itself is going to be like unbothersome, because obviously somebody's trying to manipulate you. That's pretty screwed up. But you're going to be able to see it in a way that you've never seen it before when you are celibate and when you are on the path of spiritual righteousness, and you have the power of spiritual power within you. When you have the spiritual power of life within you, you have the authority to transcend the manipulator's tactics, and this is ultimately what pisses them off the most, but also what draws them in closer to you. Now, there's also a saying that whenever you place boundaries, the people that stay are the ones that you want to keep around. Well, unfortunately, sometimes the manipulators, whenever you place boundaries, they're going to try to overstep those boundaries on purpose and get you to react in a way that makes them look like they're the good guy, so to speak, and you are the quote-unquote bad guy. You have to be careful about this because the manipulator wants you to ultimately give in to your lust, your lustful power, which they're actually trying to influence and manipulate. Now, when I say lustful power, I don't always mean sexual, because we can be lustfully driven to do certain things or to act in a certain way that inhibits a certain direction in which we're going to be misunderstanding or even used as a tool to a means to an end. It's almost like the manipulator's tactic, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make you part of a means to their end. Whereas in a normal, healthy relationship, you guys are both trying to not necessarily use each other, but to help each other grow in a way that encourages you to be the best version of yourself. And that takes actual accountability, that it takes actually a sense of differentiation between image and appearance. This is why when someone is on your side, like if somebody's really on your side, they're going to be, as Jordan Peterson would say, on the side of who you could be. Because in the image of you is a sense of timelessness. And if you can act, and if someone can be on your side in which you can act in a way around them that you feel like you don't have to inhibit or be something that you're not, then you're automatically going to get at the truth of the situation. And that's what you want. In the Bible, it says that in those days, there will not be a famine of thirst or of food, but of the word of God. And I believe that's in Amos, or Amos. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it. But what this is saying is that so many people nowadays are going to be lacking in the spiritual power of life. Why? Because they're so drawn to and so easily manipulated by the lustful power that they don't even know or understand when they're being manipulated by that lustful power. They don't even understand how to get out of it either. I mean, this is part of the reason why so many men nowadays are not really men. And men know this. Like it's no secret for men, because most men can take accountability and responsibility, even if they are not going to make a lot of changes about it. They're still going to take accountability. Now, of course, not everybody's like that, because sometimes even when you take accountability for the situation and you don't really want to change, well, is that really taking accountability? I don't think so. But I mean, people have said that in my community, or the physical community, that is, and even people that I've done calls with. You know, they know what they're doing wrong, but they don't change anything. Or they know what they're doing, and they know how they can possibly transmute the energy of semen retention, or transmute a lot of these different things. But they don't end up doing it. And a lot of the times with semen retention, people are so fixated on the retaining of semen that they're missing out on these deeper levels of the spiritual journey. And another icy spot. And I understand how it can be easy to get captivated by the retaining of semen itself, because it's a big deal for a lot of us that have been, like, not necessarily, well, I would say addicted to corn and PMO. And for all of us that have been addicted to that at one point or another, it's going to take a lot of recognition to get over that obstacle. And sometimes for some people, even just going a day without it is going to be something that's a milestone for them. And, you know, if that's where you're at, that's where you're at. But ultimately, you want to make this a lifestyle. And ultimately, you want to make this a lifestyle because you'll be able to see through all of the BS that everybody around you is trying to put in your way and in your lane. The only time a manipulator has power over you is when you allow yourself to be succumbed to the lustful power of this person. And again, I don't mean this sexually specifically, but I mean anything that is causing you to be impulsive or to make impulsive decisions. That's what I'm talking about. And so even you have to watch yourself really carefully and just treat yourself with dignity and respect on this journey, because it's not something to be taken lightly, and it's not something that you necessarily understand immediately. And there are still times, even me, for like, I've been doing this since May of 2022, and of course I've had wet dreams and such in between, but I don't think we should count those because we're unconscious doing so, and ultimately that's going to be part of the purification process anyway. Man, there's trees everywhere, there's snow falling, there's ice. It's winter. It's winter. Oh man, but it's a beautiful place. I mean, kind of feel like Robert Frost's poem. What's it called? Like Footsteps or something? I don't know, but it reminds me of a Robert Frost poem. But anyways, guys, I hope this message was useful and insightful. And may the grace of Jesus be with us all.